You good? We'll have a moment of silent meditation and pledge to the flag. Thank you. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. It is 10 o'clock, August 9th. Two of the three commissioners are here. Jeff Arnett is not here today. And we will immediately go to consents and approval. Good morning and welcome back.
Thanks. You have 101 exonerations for $71,971.78, 16 requests to create new statements for $13,131.68. Minutes for August 2nd, 2023. Vouchers, General County Fund, $200,644.49. Coal severance, $60,000. 911, $2,629.64. Chestnut Ridge Park, $6,905.79. Camp Muffley, $3,074.09. Mason-Dixon Park, $681.90. Mon County Center, $919.42. Assessor's valuation, $4,575.70. Payroll, $1,746,646.10. Purchasing card vouchers, General County, $5,706.04. General School, $20,340. Chestnut Ridge Park, $738. Camp Muffley, $416.14. Mason-Dixon Park, $162.21. Mon County Center, $1,137.20. Assessor's valuation, $704 for a voucher total of $2,055,280.72. We have no budget revisions. Position vacancies for boards and authorities are listed on our website in fiduciary orders for August 9th, 2023.
Move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second, properly moved and second. Any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Move to Circuit Clerk, introduction of new employees. Melissa Sellers, Deputy Clerk, full-time.
Yes, sir. Her start date was August 7th, and starting salary at $41,500.
Move to approve the personnel as presented.
Second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. It passes. Do we have any other new employees?
No.
Okay. Seeing none, we will have comments from the public. Is there anyone here who would like to speak to the public? Come on down, Susan.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
I'm Susan Riddle, President and CEO of Visit Mountaineer Country Convention and Visitors Bureau. Joe Vasecchia and I wanted to come down this morning and thank you for continuing to support the Tourism Advancement Fund funding that we received. And this will be year number 3. And we have, as you know, great success with that program. We have, because of the tremendous success with the program, and since we've really moved beyond COVID impact in our destination as a whole as it relates to attracting and establishing events, and with discussions with you all, continuing to update the guidelines to make the program more of a, actually, I'll just summarize the comments that we have right on our website that everyone that's interested in using this fund can see themselves. But the fund was created to develop and provide sustainable events in Monongalia County to increase small business sales and attract visitors to the region to spend one more night and one more dollar. The goal of the fund is to attract destination branding and tourism driving events that attract the majority of visitors from outside of the destination, which is defined as 50 miles or more primarily. Our guidelines, we've streamlined things, and all the guidelines have been adjusted to keep in line with meeting the goals of the program. With the funding received, we are reopening the portal, and so anyone that is interested can go online, right to Visit Mountaineer Country, search grants. It's right on the homepage, and all this information is there, so we're accepting applications. Just wanted to say thank you and give an update.
Do you really have anything you want to say? I move that we suspend the rules so we can address the speaker.
Second, go ahead.
Thanks, Susan. Just curious, so people know and how they make sure that they get in line and get in queue ahead of time. If they're anticipating an event, they should be applying for it how far out?
6 months in advance.
Okay, that's what I thought.
The real challenge that we had with this in the past was that because of the disruption in the event process throughout the area, we really opened up the guidelines much more to accommodate individuals. And if we don't have someone start their process at least 6 months in advance, we don't get the marketing and branding that we need to be coordinated for the county's recognition, as well as all the efforts that we have in working whatever these event coordinators are. And, we're no longer, we're sensitive, and the review committee is sensitive to people not submitting the same events year over year over year. This is really more for that destination driving and destination branding type events. So 6 months in advance is what the guideline is.
No, thank you for all that you do. We just had our JUMA meeting yesterday, and we were talking about the junior nationals that will be coming, and that should be a big boost to the area, because those are the kids, and the kids are going to be bringing their parents.
Right. They don't
And
drive.
so it's just not the athletes showing up and 15 people sharing a room.
Joe just got back from a site visit. He went to California for this year's Junior Nationals, something we haven't done in a really long time. And he was really kind of the behind the scenes. And he's sending me pictures while he's there. And he said, this is really cool. They had images of our facility and our destination on the big screen, and the coaches and people that were participating in the Junior Nationals didn't know who he was. He's like a secret shopper. And he heard people saying, "Hey, I was in Morgantown. That we had a great time. It's beautiful. Can't wait to go back." So gives me chill bumps. We're
This crazy old guy took me to jeans.
yeah, right. So it's that destination branding. And we also have the Pennsylvania
Right.
State YMCA swim championship. We had that last year. They loved it so much. Did we have it during COVID too? No, last year was the first year. But these things get out in these circles, and because of the work that we've done with AAU and some others during COVID, we're making progress. We're making some pretty meaningful progress.
One clarification, if you could make, because people hear a grant, they think it's 50%, 100% funded. That isn't anymore. And I understand what we first tried to do is really just bring in anyone.
Right.
But you streamlined it. So again, it's a process and it's a percentage, and they also have to complete the forms.
They do a pre-event report, and honestly, our volunteer committee, which I can't speak highly enough of, they really read these applications, what Joe does to work with these applicants, explaining to them, here's your pre-event form and the data that you need to track. This isn't just, we have some money to give out, so
Right.
just apply and we'll give it to you. It has to check the boxes. It really needs, we need to see, it's one of the guidelines we have now is we need to see at least 100 overnight room nights. Mm-hmm. At least 100. Before people say, "Oh, I have some room nights." That doesn't work. So, and then they have to do a post-event report. They don't do the post-event report. They don't hit the benchmarks that they said they were going to hit in their application. And we know events. They're not. It's not an exact science. We really, really work with individuals, but it is free money. But you got to make sure that we accomplish what the intent of the fund is to do. So.
And one other simple question. The county commissioners are not involved in the selection process.
No,
because
and-
that was brought up, as
Yes,
you know.
right. And we've had some individuals that did not, because the review committee has been mindful of how far these funds
Right.
are lasting. And I'm going to be honest with you, every group that comes to Morgantown, any of our facilities, it doesn't make a difference where they are. The common practice is they all come in, what are you going to pay me to bring my
Right.
event to your destination? And so I don't know that it's ever enough, right? But they're really mindful of making those funds stretch. And so they haven't granted any applicant more than 50% of their ask in a while. I think that's pretty
Yeah.
much been the baseline. And then we've had people that have come back and say, well, who's the review committee?
I know.
It's all volunteers, and it's a cross-section throughout the county. And so we do everything, there's no elected officials involved, and there's no conflict of interest with the individuals on
Right.
the review committee. If there's ever been, they immediately raise their hand and say, I need to abstain from reviewing this application. So we really try and keep it as transparent and as much integrity in the process as we're able to maintain. So thank you very much.
Thank you, good.
Yeah, we
And
aren't
you're
part
not
of that
it
either. No,
That's why,
no.
I think
No.
that's what needs to be out there, because
Right.
there's confusion that you're part of it or we're part
No.
of it, and we don't, we get the results by what you tell us.
Right, you fund it, we
Right.
manage it, and
And they make
facilitate the
decisions.
information. The committee makes the decisions.
Okay.
And then we follow suit with what their awards and the process is. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but it is, it's really, it is doing great things.
Well,
So,
Thank you.
and it's
Yeah.
showing benefit. The public needs to know that you're doing your due diligence to
Right.
make sure we're just not spending dollars.
Right.
That we're getting information from it, and we're driving excellence in regards to the events that are held here. And it shows. I was just noting that in our vouchers this morning, we have a pretty good chunk, a bigger payment to CVB than we've had in a while. So
Yes.
the numbers are looking good, and it's just 1 month in, but we're already looking really good as far as this year's budget, and it's showing.
yeah,
So,
it
thank
is
you.
showing. I just got a report from Kelly Palmer because the State Tourism Department asks for this annually through their data company that they use. And last year, it was over, I think it was like 130-some thousand that just came from Airbnb and VRBO.
Oh, wow.
So it's not small dollars,
Yeah.
and it all adds up. So
Yeah.
we got people moving in the right direction. So thank you
Thank
for
you
your
very much.
support. I just wanted to give you, it is open, and it's opening this week, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So, all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Joe.
Is there anyone else who would like to speak? Seeing none? We're closed. Okay, we now have any grants, and we do not have any grants. Correspondence. It's been a quiet, everyone's on vacation. No unfinished business. Okay, let's move to new business. Consideration to approve requisition number 81 for the University Town Center Excise Tax District Administrative Expense Fund.
Requisition is for $1,122,926.46. These are the sales tax that was created in the district for the month of July.
I move that we approve requisition 81 for the UTC Excise Tax District Administrative Expense Fund as presented.
Second, did you want?
I did want to note
Yeah.
that this is the first collection, really, of the fiscal year, and the total number that Renetta indicated is less the statutory lien of $100,000 and a tax admin fee. So, I'm sorry, this is 2 months. We have 2 months in. We're trending about 11% over last year. So, again, that's just a small sample size, but the numbers continue to have a nice, steady growth. So, it's impressive.
Okay. Bob, moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Consider request from the historic Morgantown Post Office Building for funding to repair interior plaster.
I move that we approve the funding request, the amount of $18,382 as presented.
Second, any discussion?
The total cost of the project is $44,382, and that has the city of Morgantown contributing $20,000.
The
The
Rotary.
Cheat Lake Rotary, the three Rotaries are contributing $6,000, but
Right.
Cheat Lake Rotary $3,000, and there's $3,000 from the other two Rotaries.
Correct.
So for a total of $6,000. So it's a community effort to fund this project, and thank Billy for his efforts and really sharpening his pencil
Yes.
and bringing us a proposal that's as basically as it's something that it's easy for us to be a part of. This helps them keep the building open and helps move a lot of other things to, along with their goals. And they've got a long way to go, but a lot of challenges. But it at least helps them keep that process of trying to restore that building and all the other grant efforts that they're anticipating going.
Thank you. So it's properly moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Are you going to be in contact, who's going to be in contact with them? Do you want me to contact him about
Yeah.
the
Sure,
invoice? And-
yes.
Sure.
Yeah, he's probably going to, my phone's going to ring in about 2 minutes anyways. No, but go ahead.
Okay.
To consider a request by attorney Natalie Saul for the use of courtroom number 3 in conjunction with her forensics class on certain dates in October, November, and December 2023.
I move that we approve the request as presented
Second, this is a continuation
of
of
Judge Glodges'
Claudius's program.
Yeah, when he
And-
stepped down as an adjunct professor, this person took over that class, and it's basically the same class that Judge Glodges had been teaching for years, and they also ran everything by, I think they're using Judge DeChristopher and Judge Waltney's courtrooms, and
Yeah.
the schedule's all been coordinated. I guess the only thing we need the remaining coordination would be if there's any security coordination.
Security, and then I think we allowed for some parking as well.
Yeah. I had her ask if, once this was done, I was going to suggest that she contact with Gary Waite.
Yeah, it's
Set up
after
that.
hours, so I
Yeah.
don't.
We'll get it all coordinated.
Okay.
We can coordinate any parking needs and
Right.
obviously access to the building.
Okay. So it's been properly moved second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Great. Are there any other new business items?
One item, last week you all approved a requisition for the University Town Center Property Tax Administrative Expense Fund.
Right.
In the amount of $1,481.25. Because of the property tax bonds that were just issued, they changed the trustee to West Banco instead of United Bank for the property tax bonds. So
We need to-
that makes a new requisition form. We start over with the numbering, and then those get sent to West Banco instead. So I need
Okay.
to have you all approve we're not even going to call it revised because we're starting over with requisition number 1. So it's the same amount, $1,481.25. It's for Municap. I know you guys approved this last week, but I just
Right.
need you to formally approve another
I
one.
move that we approve requisition 1 as presented, correcting the discrepancy from last meeting's requisition.
Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Thank you.
That's it. I don't have anything
Okay.
else.
Seeing no other new business, Sean, you don't have any new business?
No.
Okay. We'll go to reports from elected officials and department supervisors. Nope. I saw you here, and I didn't know if, okay, well, we appreciate you being here. Okay, anyone else? Nope. Okay, we'll have reports from county commissioners. Sean?
After our meeting last week, all 3 of us were able to tour the mountaintop facility, which we were up there for a good while. We went up there about 12:30, and I don't think we left there till about 3:30. We were looking at this. We were looking at some of the sites for the bridging that's being speculated. And again, we had a long conversation with Jeff Sokol, who's the CEO of Mountaintop, about their expansion efforts and what they got going on. And it's a very impressive project. It's everything we knew it was, but just seeing it in person, walking through the building, looking at former Mylan employees who are now, that have landed on their feet and have been able to find employment up there. Everything is positive about the facility, and there's a lot of movement as far as further growth, and they're great jobs for this community. All we got to do is just make sure that we keep our foot on the gas as far as solving the transportation issue. That afternoon, I also had a call with an Eastern resident about connectivity issues that she's experiencing in the Cheat Lake area. I got information regarding the ISP, and I'm going to talk to them to see if there's anything we can do. Again, I get these calls all the time, and we try to again, give them the information. We can't always solve the problem, but we can at least point them in the right direction or try to help them. Thursday, I met with our region's representative to W First Foundation, Jonathan Board. Jonathan and I had a nice hour and a half, 2-hour conversation. I've worked with Jonathan off and on, mainly due to his affiliation with Morgantown Community Resources, but we really didn't know each other. So just getting to know, hear his ideas for moving forward, making sure that our region's adequately represented, and I think we're in good hands. You know, I explained my concerns about the whole selection process, and though we ended up with a good candidate, again, we couldn't, with all the candidates, the 6 candidates that we had, we couldn't have went wrong with any of them. We were just trying to do the best for our representation, and again, I think we're in good hands with Jonathan. So I appreciate him reaching out to me and asking me to meet. Saturday, also on Wednesday night, I was at the fair. I went to the fair. I actually worked a concession stand for Morgantown High Girls Lacrosse. So I was up there, got to see a lot of people at the fair. Looked like they had fairly decent attendance. Saturday, I was up there again for the livestock auction. And I know we've had this young lady present to us before, Miss Solers.
Yes.
That was in regards to the historic signs. Well, she was also selling, and the only thing she was selling that day was rabbits.
Rabbits.
So I bought her rabbits and then promptly asked her if she would keep them for me. So she's a very sweet girl and very impressive. I mean, she came up to me on Wednesday, and it kind of reminded me that the auction was even going on Saturday because I kind of forgot. Yeah. And she came up to me on Wednesday, said she'd be presenting. At that time, she told me she'd be presenting some chicken, some rabbits, and I said, "Well, I'll make sure I'm there." And I made sure I put it in my calendar to make sure I was there because it was on a Saturday night. But I was really impressed with all the individuals that were showing and presenting at the auction. And though I know that Emma's really impressed me as an individual, just her using those skills to learn to reach out and talk to people. And again, she's going to do a lot in her career. She's a very impressive individual. I bet you her parents are very proud of her. Tuesday, we had our quarterly Juma meetings. We don't meet monthly now, we meet quarterly. And again, all the needles are pointing up. We're still not at the revenue point that we need to be because of some of the hiccups with the initial opening, but we are overcoming a lot of obstacles. We will be planning a stakeholder engagement discussion in the next month or two to really let all the stakeholders, the county, the CVB, WVU, really kind of, like we did a couple of years ago, where we just kind of let everybody know where we're at as far as the facility. So that's to come. More information as that gets planned. That was yesterday. Today is just a normal day. Tomorrow I have a MAP Executive Board meeting, a Red Team meeting, a Development Authority meeting, and then in the afternoon I'm the Commission's representative to the Westridge Chaplain Hill discussion that's still going on. So we'll be having another meeting tomorrow afternoon, trying to finalize a couple of the small things that need to be finalized and formalized in our MOU between Westridge, MUB, and the county. Fridays we have staff reports, and then I have my broadband sync. So that's about all. On Tuesday I do have a meeting with Comcast. They asked to have a meeting with me to kind of show what their plans are for the area. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm glad that they're having open, they're considering, informing us as to what their plans are. And again, as Tom Sussman's the one that reached out to me, as he explained it, he really wanted to show me some low-hanging fruit where we can possibly work together. So I'm certainly interested in all that. I'm sure the commission is interested in all that. And then we have our HR call, our weekly HR call. So it's going to be a busy week from here through next week. But that's all I have.
Okay. I also have mostly positive news. I received an email from Steve Blinko, the recorder from Star City, who asked if I could work with him to talk with Russ Rogerson and WVU officials and MMPO officials to try and get a group together to discuss the future of what is going on in the community. And the reason why he had sent it, it was a really good comment, was we have made our plans for WVU going from 30 to 35 or 40,000, and instead it's gone from 30 to 25,000, and if not lower. So we just need to sit down with WVU officials to talk with them and see how the next 5 or 10 years will plan out. And I thought it was a great idea, and Russ is right on it. He's already starting to work on getting that. And I think once the students are back, or I basically said after the pick game, then we can really start talking. But I think it was a great idea, and I'm really glad he did that. Second thing is that I went to the Hope Hill Sober Center meeting. I just want to give you a report, that one for you, that I wanted to share of what we discussed and will be coming out in the near future, but I did want you to see this now before it becomes public. The third thing is I really want to thank Dave Wilson and Ben Conley. Ironically, well, Ben did a great story in Back to School Bash, and we were averaging last several years 400 to 500 students and parents signing up. Because of your great article, we jumped to 1,200 students in 48 hours. So it is unbelievable what is now about to happen. So we want to thank you very much. And the word has gotten out, and I know we're going to probably get some more. And I will say this, something that's real exciting, working with Clay Marsh. And I came up with an idea. Each year we try and do something different. This year we were looking to do sports physicals, which would be a really great thing for many of the parents and students. Not only the cost, but then they don't have to set up. It's for the entire year. So we will be having sports physicals going on at the Back to School Bash after they get the material first. So they have to get their education first, then they can get their sports physicals. So we're very excited about that. And again, I want to thank you very much. And it's just been very eventful. The students are coming back. I really want to thank the county commissioners for the support with me to talk with the state DOH to move back the Willie Street program until August 14th. So that way we can get the students in, and then we can have the problems dealing with Willie Street. But they were very amenable. So was Anderson Excavating, and I really appreciate that. And very thankful that we were able to work a compromise. So with that, I move
to adjourn.
second, we be gone.